In the intricate tapestry of life, there exists a story of a relentless quest for personal transformation. Imagine, if you will, a recent time when I, like many of you, found myself caught in the grips of a terrible habit that had become firmly established. It was a habit that had silently crept into my daily routine, promising me a moment of comfort but ultimately entangling me more in its web. Imagine a time in your life when you too were at a crossroads, a time of reckoning when you desired for improvement. Through this common experience, we set out on a journey that aims to help us connect to one another and change. Habits, those everyday rituals we repeat that appear harmless, have an amazing capacity to mold the very core of our life. They are the unseen designers of our future, shaping it via the decisions we keep making. Our habits shape the path of our lives in much the same way as a twisting river does. Think back to that time when you first encountered a habit that, unbeknownst to you, would become an integral part of your life. It was more than just a decision. It developed into an obsession, a silent partner that influenced your behavior, your ideas, and eventually your identity. The tale of our behaviors is the tie that ties us all together. Understanding and changing our habits may help us replace old, detrimental patterns with new, life-affirming ones, which is why it's important. As you may remember, overcoming a bad habit is like escaping from shackles that have held you down for too long. It is a path of self-discovery and emancipation where you face not just the habit, but also the significant effects it has had on your life. Imagine the joy and liberation you felt when you finally broke away from that harmful habit. Imagine the void it left, ready to be filled with something better, something that supports your development and well-being. That is the ability of developing healthy habits to improve one's life, a trip we shall take together. Peeling back the layers of one's own past might be compared to recognizing and accepting destructive behaviors. It's a procedure that often starts with self-reflection and awareness. We may recall our own epiphany when we think of serious situations like drug abuse, pornographic addiction, drug use, or other hazardous activities. Think back to the moment you realized how much control these behaviors had over your life. The early warning signals were the quiet murmur of worry and the persistent feeling that something wasn't right. You'll discover when you think back on your own experience that awareness is the first step to change. It's the time when we face our weaknesses and decide to take decisive action to address them. Let's use some examples from everyday life and personal stories to help make this topic more relatable. Someone you know who went through a similar ordeal could come to mind as you see the struggles they overcame, the tenacity they exhibited, and the changes they experienced. Consider their tale. Their experiences are similar to our own, and their triumphs show that change is possible. Consider a friend or family member who overcame an addiction or changed their life for the better. They make this topic approachable and highly resonant for us, which highlights the importance of human tales in igniting change. The shadows that hang over our life when we give in to these vices are the results of bad behaviors. They have a lasting, often negative impact on our well-being as a whole, including our health and relationships. Remember the times when these behaviors took a toll as you dive into your own experiences or sympathize with the tales told. Recall how their oppressive presence caused strain in your relationships, harm to your physical and mental health, and wasted opportunities. Imagine the freedom we will have if we resolve to address and change these behaviors. These behaviors' negative effects serve as a vivid reminder of what we stand to lose and what we may gain by changing. Weaving these components into a cohesive whole, we produce a story that engages the audience emotionally and personally, while simultaneously imparting knowledge. This emotional connection is what motivates us on our quest to comprehend, relate to, and change our behaviors. It takes clarity of purpose and steadfast resolve to begin on the great adventure that is the road toward transformation. It starts with a deliberate choice to give up destructive behaviors and adopt a fresh, uplifting way of life. Think about the discipline needed to change the course of your life. When the winds of temptation are blowing ferociously, discipline is the compass that directs us back to our route. Think back to times when you had to make a decision that wasn't the simplest, but was unquestionably the best. It is the power that allows us to face our habits and change our lives for the better. The position of a role model is one of the most fruitful locations we may arrive at on our transforming journey. Imagine for a minute the significant effects of being that beacon of light in your social group, family, or neighborhood. It's a goal that extends beyond self-improvement. It's about inspiring and uplifting others around you. Think back to times in your own life when you saw someone act as a beacon of progress. What impact did their acts have on you? Being a role model is both a privilege and a duty with the potential to have a great impact on others. It has a cascading impact that may alter lives, beginning with your own and reaching out to affect many others. We must keep in mind, while we work for change, that the effects of our own evolution go much beyond our own lives. You've probably seen that when someone close to you started on a road of transformation, it had a magnetic pull on people who were around them. It sparked interest, sparked discussions, and stoked the fires of motivation. Think about the effect that might result if more people adopted change and motivated others. It's a domino effect that might improve not just our own lives, but also the lives of the people we care about. Our dedication to improving the world one person at a time is embodied in the ripple impact of good change. We light the way forward and create a story that inspires and empowers by fusing the importance of being a role model, individual inspiration tales, and the possibility of a ripple effect. We encourage good change not just inside ourselves, but also in our communities and beyond via this shared path of transformation. Let's now get to the meat of the matter. The actionable measures that will help us succeed. Consider the actions you use to break bad habits and make good changes as you reflect on your own path. When these stages are taken, they serve as the foundation for change. Consider these actions as a route with a number of checkpoints to indicate your progress. Every action is a choice, a decision, and an affirmation of change. These are the practical insights that will help us navigate the maze of habit change and help us get over the obstacles that have previously prevented us. Success requires more than simply taking the initial step. It also requires persistence, discipline, and unflinching consistency. Keep in mind the times when temptation loomed big and you had to depend on your inner strength. At such times, your newly acquired resolution was put to the test. Consider the tactics and suggestions that helped you stay committed to your transformation. Think of them as the instruments in your arsenal, the supports that enable you to persevere in the face of difficulty. They serve as the compass that guides us through the turbulent seas of habit change. Let's keep in mind that a healthier, happier, and more fulfilled living is the ultimate prize that lies at the conclusion of this transforming journey as we go forward. Think about the advantages that your beneficial improvements have already begun to bring about in your own life. Imagine living a life that is unrestricted by unhealthy routines, where you are in charge, where you enjoy the delight of good health, and where your relationships are thriving. These are the observable benefits, the results of your effort, and the inspiration behind your will to alter. We are not simply talking ideas when we share these doable actions, advice for self-control, and the many advantages of a healthy lifestyle. Rather, we are offering a roadmap for observable, practical change. We provide ourselves the skills to modify our behaviors and therefore our life via these useful ideas. As we draw this voyage to a close, I leave you with a message of motivation and inspiration. You may walk the route to a fulfilling life that is full of empowering behaviors and unencumbered by the shackles of destructive ones. You are the creator of your tale, the helmsman of your vessel, and the source of illumination for all who are in your vicinity. You have the ability to start a chain reaction that will affect many people's hearts and lives. Your adventure has just begun, and your potential is limitless. So I urge you to embark on this path with determination and unwavering resolve. Living a life of purpose will encourage and uplift others who look up to you. That is all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share this video. Until next time!